I identify as a black lesbian. But if anyone,
there's so many benefits.
Right, but if
to having
anyone,
a
according
day.
to you, can identify as a woman, anyone can, right?
I don't see a problem with
Just literally put the hand up and say I'm a woman.
But it's not an easy thing to do, to go out into
Actually,
the world.
it's
very easy.
Incredibly easy.
You might think it's easy to say, but to decide to do that, to say
What
this
does
is
doing
who,
it involve?
whatever that person decides, but to
Does
go
it
out
involve
into the
makeup?
world and say I don't identify as perhaps the sex I
So
was
why
born
can't
as,
I
it's not-
identify? Okay, why can't I identify as a black lesbian?
Well, firstly, I mean, it was.
I'm serious. I'm serious. If I can identify as anything without any need to prove I'm actually what that is, why can't I, on International Women's Day, say I'm Piers Morgan, I'm a black lesbian?
I think taking it to a kind of absurd status.
I think
we're
that's
talking
what.
about quite a
with
strong
respect, I think
physical
that
change.
you'd already opened the absurdity door by saying it is limitless. You can do what you like. Anyone can say I'm a woman. So I simply ask you, why can't I?
I mean, this point kind of ridicules trans people to an extent.
Actually, I think what you said ridicules trans people. Tommy, I mean, look, I don't see why, if it's limitless, I can't just say I'm Piers Morgan, I'm a black lesbian. Because that is where limitless self-identity takes us. It means that male can say they're women and get into female prisons. It means I can say I'm a two-spirit penguin or a black lesbian, and why can't I? Because that is where it takes you.
Hey guys, don't you just love this world we're living in? A world where a grown-ass woman can identify as a toddler, a world where an abled person can identify as disabled, a world where you can just complain about the consequences of your own actions without ever taking accountability and then expect everyone else to accommodate you. A world where it's wrong to talk about the health problems caused by obesity, but it's totally okay to hate someone because of his skin color, just because he's privileged. A world where a man can identify as a woman and then complain about being misgendered. Yep, that's the world we're living in.
Okay, the Sweetwater starts at,
Yes,
okay,
sir?
not,
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
it's just always like a knife. It always hurts every single time. I was wondering if there's a manager I could talk to about something that happened. Yeah, I was called sir.
Bro, are you serious? Like, it's really not that deep as your voice, but just chill, dude. Like, you don't have to cry about it. You're acting like they stepped on your balls. Like, just act like a man. I mean, woman, my bad. I didn't mean to misgender you.
Wait, you're telling me he misgendered you? When you sound like this? Unfucking believable. How did that happen? Nah, but for real though, let's say I'm a transgender woman, right? Let's say I did the transition, I put on some boobies, let's say I even changed my name, right? And someone came to me and asked me about my pronouns. I would be fucking offended. I would be like, bro, just look at me. So I've done all of those things and people are still asking me how do I identify? I would be fucking offended, bro. But when you look like a man and sound like a man, you can't just expect people to know that you identify as a woman. That's just not how things work, bro. Also, that's all she does. She's just going into restaurants, recording, hoping to get misgendered so she can then complain about it and post it on her TikTok. That's just ridiculous. Stop trying to be so special. You can identify as whatever the fuck you want, but you can't just expect people to know what your pronouns is, especially when you look like a man and sound like a man.
So I just got yelled at for asking a very reasonable question. So I'm applying to go somewhere, and I just wanted to know, are there accommodations for people who struggle with time blindness and being on time, you know? And then the person I was with interrupted and acted like I was asking something else, and then when we were done, they actually started yelling at me and saying that accommodations for time blindness doesn't exist, and if you struggle with being on time, you'll never be able to get a job. You know, provided you're trying your absolute best to be there. And then they're like, your stupid generation wants to destroy the workplace. And yeah, I think that a culture where workers are just cut off because they struggle with being on time, when there's other solutions that we can look to, I think that just anybody who thinks it's okay to just treat people like that, yeah, that culture needs to be dismantled. And then I asked that person, how can you feel good about yourself upholding this kind of system? And then to think I'm entitled. No, if people think it's okay to treat others like this, that's entitlement.
Bro, what? Just set an alarm. It's not that fucking hard. If you're struggling to get to work on time, you should be fired. I mean, why would anyone want to hire you when you're having these kind of problems? It's just ridiculous. Please, just stop trying to be so special. You can't just go to work whenever the fuck you want. That's just not how things work. And by the way, I totally agree with the things her boss said about this generation. I mean, people are trying so hard to be special and it's just not working. It's just stupid and cringe.
So the caption is, this is a lesbian woman. We're expected to respect and accept her identity and use her preferred pronouns, or we're labeled a bigot. Damn. The producer is really bringing the bearded ladies through today, isn't he? Like, I can't.
You can be both. I'm both, actually. I am a trans woman and I have a cisgender girlfriend. We are in a lesbian relationship and we absolutely love each other. She says she supports me 100% and we're gonna get married soon.
So look, I'm all about the human rights. I think everyone should be treated with respect. But this whole woke movement is not about that anymore. It's just a bunch of people trying to be special while saying stupid things. It just has to stop, bro. It's like really cringy. I mean, if a person tells me that she identifies as a female, I'm gonna respect that, because it's the polite thing to do. But if you look like a man and sound like a man, you can't just expect people to know that you identify as a female, right? It's just stupid. By the way, I identify as God now, so if you don't pray to me, I'm gonna get very upset and I'm gonna complain on this channel. Anyway, that's all I wanted to talk about. If you liked this video, you can give it a like, you can subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.